Alrighty everybody, hello! So for this video, we're going to be basically going over Beyblade Burst Quad Drive. This is going to be everything you really need to know going in after Surge with the Speedstorm system. So this video, just use it as a reference for what is up and coming for Hasbro's new line of products. I'm just going to be talking about specific information. At the end, I'll probably give my opinion. But that being said, we're going to get started. Now, the only thing that we don't know, which is probably what a lot of people want to know, is release date. I don't know. Could be November, could be December. If it was the latest, probably January. Solely depends how long they want to push Speedstorm and everything. We can go over what's probably most likely going to get released. They usually pick a certain amount just to go with at the start. Now, for Wave 1 of starters, and I don't know where to put this one, but I'll say it in the video, so someone might show, but someone might also say. Destruction Bellfire is Dynamite's Belial. This is the protagonist Bey. There is Cyclone Rocktavor. Vanish Fafnir. Now, one I don't know is potentially Wrath Cobra, because there was a listing for Wrath Cobra, and Wrath apparently seems to be a dual spin base. With the quad drive system, and I'll explain the system and everything in momentarily. So that might be the fourth one too. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to be those three that would make the most amount of sense, basing this off of the fact of what has already appeared in the app and everything. Moving forward with 2 packs, Gilded, Balderov, and Magma Rocktavor. Keep in mind, I just said the word magma. Keep that noted. After that, there is Berserker Lindworm, and then after Wrath Fafnir. So remember I said Wrath Cobra? Wrath Fafnir, it means it has to be dual spin the base. Moving on, there is Stone Nemesis. Now, also in the app, it is also labeled Stone Nemesis. I don't know why. I'm assuming an official production name, it will be called Stone Noctimus. If for whatever reason it is called Stone Nemesis, that doesn't make any sense by Hasbro logic, because they already named it Noctimus, so I don't know if this is a mistake or whatever, but that's what the information is there. Then after there is a Cyclone Fury String Launcher set. Now I do suspect we will probably see this maybe a little bit after Wave 1, similar to the Power Spark Launcher. If you're wondering what this launcher is, it is a string launcher that is based on the dual threat. If it is just a recolor, it's just a recolor, but whatever. And since it says Cyclone, there is a recolor Cyclone we've already seen appear in the app, so that is likely what it's going to be paired with. Unless they just pair it up with the original stock colors and the other Cyclone Rocktavors in the starter, but I digress. So with the actual quad drive system, what is the gimmicks of the stuff and what stadium is it based on? There is a Dynamite Driver Stadium. Now with this stadium, there is 3 levels for the base to go on and 2 little parts where it hits in the stadium that goes to the center of it. Now really, the performance tips, I could maybe see the first mode going up, but I don't really know, I guess. I don't know how big the stadiums are going to be, but for a gimmick like that, like how the anime displays it, I am hoping they can pull it off, I guess. And the reason why I say this stadium in specific is because typically, with the seasons, when they introduce the gimmicky stadium, that's what the system is based around to work with. So with this one, it's going up levels, then I guess going down. Or I guess attacking each other? I don't know. I think it's like, what was it, that vortex climb of Hypersphere, I guess, in a way. Alright, moving on, before anything else, it's specific bays. So we talked about Balderov. So with the actual bay system, they're also introducing actual DB discs and some Hasbro exclusive discs. So these were never released by TT. A big thing to note with Hasbro versus TAKARA TOMY is the fact that the discs are obviously not to the same size, or like the DB discs, kind of like there's a little bit more of a gap when you put it on. On Has DB discs, there's a little bit less of a gap because obviously of how they have the thing there. But yeah, normal stuff, you should still have the gap, just a little bit less than what's a typical disc. But I'll get into the other stuff in a moment. There's also the performance tip, which you'll notice that looks like press, but it says Zephyr. Before I actually go into that, this is a Hasbro exclusive evolution. They never released the original Baldurov, Baldurov, whatever. It's actually Baldur. It's an evolved form of it. Looks cool, I guess. And the armor, I have in air quotes right now, is supposedly supposed to be 6. And anything else? No? Nothing? Alright, performance tip it is. So with the actual performance tip, it seems to be sort of like a push and lock system or a twist-like lock system, where it is 2 performance tips in one. For the example of press, when it was actually Zephyr, the taller part is actually press, but then after when you take it off, it is actually Zephyr. So this is basically what quad drive is. It is, I guess, a customizable performance tip. Now, the reason why I think it is quad is because I think you will most likely get a low and high mode like TAKARA TOMY, and I'll get into more why I believe this to be the case. Next up, there is Stone Noctimus, or Nemesis, whatever the name is. That's supposed to be the 3 armor. This is a Hasbro exclusive evolution, never released by TT. These are the parts on it. Another Hasbro exclusive disc, which technically has appeared in the DV anime. More on that in a moment. It also has Needle-Q. So some performance tips just have varying weird shapes on them. And this is one of them. Though it is a little bit weird because technically Nemesis is an attack type, but that's like a defense type driver. So I don't know. Whatever. Moving on, there is the one that I already mentioned, which is Cyclone Rocktavor. This one has... Now, this could probably be the starter, and they could have the stock, the anime one, locked in the launcher set, which would probably make a lot of sense. They've done it in the past. And, yeah, that's what it looks like on a side view there. And the performance tip is Fugal, and it goes into Massive. Next up, it is Destruction Eye Fritter that has Nexus Q and Assault Q. As well, there is the side profile shot of it. And Vanish Fafnir with TP and Extend plus Q. Now, obviously, I don't know if it's actually going to keep Extend plus Q or what's the story. I would assume they were actually going to do Kick. Keep in mind that a lot of information is from the actual Beyblade Burst app. And before you say, oh, well, you leaked or whatever... just so people understand something, because I don't like that label that people try to give. In the Beyblade Burst app, they put the files there, and everybody unlocks it like 2 weeks later. So this was public information regardless. So when people say, oh, the app, zankye leaked whatever on the thing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I have leaked nothing of Quad Drive. Everything has come from the app that anyone can get from the app. So... yeah, if you want to blame anyone, blame the app developers for their incompetence, I would say. But it's good for us, because it's a video. Now, there is Extend plus Q and Assault Q. Now, both of which share an actual app model, and I'm assuming these shapes will vary. Keep in mind that to get the models and extract it, there are probably a little bit of bits and pieces that aren't actually going to be on the thing. Like, I think I left one of the tabs on one of them. Just use it as a reference point. Now, the real important thing is actually the bait. So, if you recall, there is a female blader, Ilya Mao. Now, unfortunately, I have to mention this, right? If you don't know, you know now. The bait that she uses is Magma Ifrit. So, you remember when I said, hey, keep that name in mind? Now, on the official TAKARA TOMY website, they don't even have her combo actually listed. They don't even say what her parts names are. Now, the bait that she uses is Magma Ifrit. I believe that she should technically have the 2 armor on there, and the disc is Sequex, and the driver is Jaggy QD, technically. And the attachment for it is part of the Wave driver. So the reason why this is extremely important is because of the fact that it basically gets us some insight into it. Like, her bay is literally a Hasbro bay, and she does actually use high mode. And I did say that it seems pretty possible that you could have a low and a high mode with an actual quad drive bay. And before people for some reason think to deny it, I would have to just think that it is sheer ignorance. Her bay is definitely a Hasbro bay. And what people don't realize when they try to deny this is that Hasbro, works with TT, right? That's an undeniable fact. So you remember how I said that, you know, they always put like the anime stadium there, so when they do the gimmicks, right, they've had that influence since Turbo. So they also would make sense that logically they could also have influence if someone would use a Hasbro Bay. So pretty much that's everything. Now is my personal thoughts on the QD system. Trying to think. Well, let's go over the basics. I hope the discs actually weigh something, right? I am not expecting the armors to be metal. I am assuming plastic. If it is metal, a pleasant surprise. Probably not, though. What's really important is the actual blades having gimmicks. So I do hope that we don't, but obviously I know that it will happen because cheap. But if for whatever reason we're able to get the same treatment as for the good parts of Surge, that would be wonderful, but it's not looking like it. Hopefully they're able to incorporate the gimmicks on the layers, they don't skip out on anything. The performance tips, they seem like as a cool concept. I do hope they try to do as close as the original as possible. Don't forget that a lot of Speedstorm, which was previous, did a lot of performance tips that had the gimmicks, even if some were missing certain elements. They were able to do it for most of them, not all of them. So let's hope they're able to do a good job overall. And that's pretty much wrapping up everything you need to know about QD. I hope this video was informative for you and you're able to take a lot of information in. And yeah, this is a really easy and straightforward video just to do, and I just thought it's a good, just good to talk about. If there's anything other extra information, I'll try to report it as soon as possible. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. And if more information comes up, you already know who to find. All right, bye.